Welcome back. Republican nominee Donald Trump revealing his plan for the next 5 days until Election Day. Listen.
We've got to be nice and cool, Right, stay on point, Donald. I've been watching Hillary the last few days. She's totally on a hinge. You've got to make sure to vote.
Joining me right now is Trump campaign manager Kellyanne Conway. Kellyanne, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, Maria.
Was that your advice? Stay cool, stay on point, Donald. Is this a new Donald Trump in these last few days?
This is the Donald Trump, and this is the one who's making his closing arguments in a very positive, very aspirational way. You contrast that to the politics of personal destruction being wrought by the Clinton campaign. You've got the President of the United States attacking his own FBI director. You have tens of millions of dollars in ads put forth by Hillary Clinton that are all negative about Donald Trump, by the way, including in a lot of deep blue states. We have them on the run. They're playing following the leader now. They're trying to chase us into Wisconsin and Michigan because we're there. And we're going to win on Tuesday, Marie, and it feels great. And it feels great because for decades, Americans have told pollsters that they want a non-politician to run the government, and they're about to get that in Donald Trump.
It really does feel like the corruption story has taken center stage here. Jobs,
which
the economy.
one, by the way?
I'm sorry?
Which one?
Right.
She's under 2 FBI investigations. It's unbelievable.
Well, look, a new CBS New York Times national poll this morning shows that Hillary Clinton's lead has shrunk to just 3 points over Donald Trump. So if Donald Trump stays on message the way he has been, it does feel like this story and the worry about corruption, this desire that people want the corruption to end, is actually impacting this race.
It does. But Donald Trump's been talking about ethics and corruption for a long time now. He's talked about the rigged system. Drain the Swamp is a very popular Facebook and Twitter hashtag and story because he's got credibility. You know, you need somebody totally from the outside to say this rigged, corrupt system that does not work for the forgotten man and forgotten woman, and in fact is pressing you economically, is imperiling your security. I mean, Hillary Clinton is the best illustration we have of an insider's game that benefits a very, very few who breathe the rarefied air. I can't think of a bigger contrast, really, than between Hillary Clinton, 30-year politician whose own husband has gotten gazillions of dollars in speaking fees. Everybody knows what Uranium One means now. They understand that Russia has, you know, rights to, the Clinton friends have rights to, as part of the U.S.'s share of uranium. I mean, this is very concerning to the average American, and they understand it. And look, but it's beyond corruption. Her lack of an aspirational, compelling, substantive message. Maria, why isn't she out there talking to your audience and others in these last 5 days about what she'll do for them economically, how she'll create jobs or stimulate the economy, grow the economy, how she'll help people with everyday affordability? She's just not doing that.
Yeah, and we know that Donald Trump's economic plan in terms of lowering taxes and rolling back regulations has been talked about as perhaps having the potential to move the needle on economic growth. But this issue of corruption and this issue of the Clinton Foundation, and what you just said, you know, the Uranium One deal where she agreed and approved selling 20% of the U.S.'s uranium to a Russian company, which was backed by the Russian government, and then the Clinton Foundation got $100 million, is a real story. I want to ask you, though, about something that the Wall Street Journal is reporting this morning as it relates to Trump, because this is in the worldwide column here, and it says Trump could face conflicts of interest over his children's business with politically connected foreign firms. Okay, now the Journal has done great work on the Clinton Foundation. We know that. They are breaking everything out of this FBI investigation. But what about Trump's foreign conflicts? How is he going to separate the Trump organization and his adult children having spent time doing business with politically connected foreign firms and make sure that there is no conflict should he become president?
Well, he'll confer with the experts to do that. I mean, he'll have his lawyers, he'll have his experts to help do that. You know, that we're not worried about because nobody accuses the Trump family of running a foundation where they are taking money or making side deals with foreign nations, and then having them go through a government agency as big as the State Department to actually get that access and trade favors. I mean, look at the Trump family versus the Clinton family. Hillary Clinton said that she was dead broke when they left the White House. Okay, now they're worth $250 million. They didn't hit the Powerball, Maria. They didn't take a company public. They don't sell anything. They sell access. They don't make anything. They sell access. They sell favors. And this is exactly the point of Donald Trump's entire candidacy, which is if you want that to end, you can't vote for more of it. And I think people are just, how high and how wide does the stench go? People are really looking at this pay-to-play at the Clinton Foundation, and separately, the never-ending email investigation for Hillary Clinton, and they're saying it's just not worth it. Why should we invite this cloud, this overhang, this ethical stain to follow her right into the White House and God forbid beyond? I mean, the idea that we're going to elect somebody who's President of the United States who's already proven herself to be unfit and unqualified based on her conduct with with national security information, based on her conduct with government resources at the State Department, based on her conduct with trading in for favors and access, including to foreign nations. This simply is disqualifying this whole idea, veracity, honesty, trustworthiness, and may I say, given how off-message they are and how awful her campaign is spiraling out of control, resilience and nimbleness, these are all signs of leadership, and she doesn't exhibit any of them.
And I know that he's had a big bump in terms of fundraising efforts. Let's listen to this. I want to get your reaction in terms of these next couple of days going into Election Day.
In the month of October, we've raised over $100 million in small donations. I don't think that's ever been done. Has that ever been done before? That sounds more like a Democrat thing, not a Republican thing, right? That's a great honor. That means there are a lot of people out there that want us to really get this done.
And I know he's spending $25 million on an advertising blitz campaign until Election Day. What states are most important? Where do you need to double down in these next 5 days?
Well, you can see we're deploying our two best assets, Maria, Governor Pence and Mr. Trump, in states that have been blue for a long time: Michigan, Wisconsin, New Mexico, Colorado, certainly Pennsylvania. We're up in New Hampshire. And our ads are actually complementing their visits. And of course, they'll visit what I call the core four: Florida, North Carolina, Iowa, and Ohio as well. I work for a man who's willing, and Governor Pence as well, has been a client and friend for a decade. I work for two people who are willing to do 3 and 4 stops a day and take their message directly to the people. And that goes along with, in parallel, with our paid advertising campaign. And I think that combination is how we win this, is protecting all the states that Mitt Romney won, but he came up short, and turning some of these states, Ohio, Iowa, sometimes without the most prominent members, prominent elected politicians in those states. Donald Trump will win those states, and of course the all-important prize of Florida. But keep your eye on some of these blue states where we have forced Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine and all of their super surrogates back into Wisconsin, back into Pennsylvania, back into Michigan. They're following us.
Yeah. Kellyanne, good to see you. Very exciting times, and we'll be watching.
Thank you, Maria.
Thanks so much.
You got it,
Kellyanne Conway.